Thakur. I am a student of MBA first year. Before starting with our presentation, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to our Honorable Chairman Sir, Dean Academic Sir, Dean of SOCM Sir, and Registrar Sir, Principal SRP Sir, and entire team of the Sandip University, including all students and our guests present here. Today, we all are gathered here to celebrate Republic Day. Republic Day is one of the most important national festivals of our India. To conduct our nation in the best way, the Constitution of India was constituted and implemented on 26 January 1950. And this day is celebrated as Republic Day. Now I will move towards our today's presentation on Air India. Basically, it is the journey of Air India and a small tribute to JRD TATA, who brought civil aviation in our nation, and also Air India's contribution towards socio-economic development of our country. Next slide. Here we mention some points that we will represent in front of you through our slides. First is Air India, second is JRD TATA, third is history and evolution of Air India, fourth is downfall of Air India, fifth is welcome home Maharaja, and sixth is conclusion. So I would like to call Resham for representing about Air India and JRD TATA. Resham, please come.
Thank you, Manmohan, for your wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. At first, Happy Republic Day to all of you. And now I would, Now I will start through the presentation. So, yes, sir. Sir, I'm your first year. Yes, sir. One is from Sir BB. So, the story begins in 1932 when a young, dynamic personality, the aviator, saw a dream. The dream was taking Indians to the sky, and this personality was none other than JRD TATA. JRD TATA and his friend Neville Vinson approached British government for subsidy to start airlines, but unfortunately British government denied this proposal. After that, they started thinking to start their airlines by their own, and at the end they started airlines. The first flight was Karachi to Mumbai. And nowadays, when we talk about the world's best airlines like Singapore Airlines, Thai Airways, but on that day, these airlines was inspired by the Tata Airlines. Tata Airlines in luxury and excellent customer services. In 1946, Tata Airlines renamed Air India, and the flying planes was the passion of JRD Tata. He was the first Indian who got the license of aviation. And now we can say that JRD Tata was one who took early initiative of Atmanirbhar Bharat by starting airline services in India. Thank you. Now I would like to call Keshav for continuing the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Resham. Now it's time to know about some of the points from the history of Air India. As 1932, in 1932, the first domestic passenger flight was flown by Tata Airlines from Bombay to Madras. The one return ticket from Bombay to Madras was 256 rupees. And in 1937, as the airline began Bombay, Indore, Bhopal, Gwalior, Delhi services, as the Resham, my teammate Resham has told us that JRD Tata has a passion to fly in the airplane. That's why it was again JRD Tata who flew the inaugural flight on November 6. In 1939, Tata Airlines route were extended to Thiruvananthapuram, Delhi, Colombo and Lahore, and some intermediate points too. In 1946, Air India became a public limited company. In the same year, Air India Air India became public limited company, and in the same year, Maharaja was conceptualized by the Bobby Kuka, a commercial director of airlines at that time. And in 1948, as our India is already independent, but the new Indian government has bought 49% of shares of Air India. And in 1953, Air India is growing gradually, but the government thought that now we should have to nationalize the entire airline sector of India, Air India. That's why. And after that, in 2007, Air India merged with its domestic unit, Indian Airlines. As Air India is associated with Indian culture, food, and even art. And during 1960s and 1970s, Air India is not only an airline of India, but it was a representation of India at that time. And as we can see in the next next slide, as during COVID-19 crisis, Air India has done major work, as Air India has its Boeing 747 and 787 flights, which are wide-bodied aircrafts, which are especially designed for long-haul international routes. And it was used in evacuation process during the COVID-19 crisis. We have many more such things to share about Air India, but I will not take much of your time. And now I would like to call Aditya for continuing our presentation.
Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you, Keshav. Now we discuss the downfall reasons of the Air India, and the first one was inconsistent service. Air India customers complains that the service of Air India was going down day by day. Many times flights were cancelled, delayed, and that was the reason was Air India customers migrate to other airlines for the accommodation. And this is the basic reason of the revenue getting down day by day of Air India. And the many more reason was of Air India was airport usage charges, competition from low cost carriers like other companies of carriers who provide low prices ticket to the customers, who attract the customers. And this was the mismanagement of Air India, who did not attract customers, who did not sustain their customers. And according to the date, total debt of the company is around more than 60,000 crore. And according to the government data, loss of Air India is about more than 20 crore per day. And that was the reason of the downfall of the Air India. Next slide. Welcome home, Maharaja. Government of India decided to privatize the Air India for the betterment of the Air India. And government decided to, if any company who want to buy Air India, they can bid. The two companies, the first one company is the Tata and the second company is the SpiceJet, who bidded that. The Air India wins the bid, and Air India, Tata paid government 80,000 crore for the 100% ownership of the company. And this was the very happy moment for the Tata's house, because the legacy of Tata's, who started JRD TATA, is back to the Tata's house. You can see the tweet of Ratan Tata, who is very happy, and the entire team of Air India is very happy because he is in a good hand in the Tata's house. Thank you. And now I like to call Minister Manmohan to conclude our presentation.
Now I am conclude our presentation. Even after this all incident, the story is not over. I am Manmohan Thakur. Sir, I already introduced myself. I am Manmohan Thakur. I am a student of MBA first year. Now I am concluding our presentation. Even after this all incident, even the story is not over yet. Air India was snatched from a visionary. The next generation of that visionary took back Air India. JRD Tata already said that one day Air India will go into loss under the government, and it came true. It is very important to understand when a company sold to a bidder, a buyer also agrees to take all responsibility towards company, including the company provided service to the customer. This decision of Ratan Tata and the government, we hope Air India's dark days are coming to an end, and also Air India's Maharaja will welcome us in their old and honest style. This is the homecoming of Maharaja. Now, with the behalf of our team, now I am concluding our presentation on Air India. If we are eager to take any suggestions from you. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Now I would like to call Suraj Kumar for his